Hi everyone, it is Bridget here from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, the home of healthy delicious, wishing you a wonderful day wherever you are in the world and whatever it is you may be doing. I hope you're well and I hope you are safe. Thank you for joining me on this episode of, I'm calling it Butt Healthy, because not only is it healthy for your butt, is butt healthy, but I'm taking popular recipes, some of the most popular recipes in the world, and I'm making them healthy. So they're popular but healthy versions of foods you know and you love. And we're going to start off this week of butt healthy recipes. We're going to start off with a classic, an absolute classic, and that is chicken fried rice. I mean, we all know it. We've all had it at some stage of our life. Some of us may have had it even recently. I can't say I've had it recently, but I have my healthy version of it. And quite frankly, I'm really into my healthy version. It is flavoursome, like completely packed with flavour. It's got lots of fibre, it's got lots of vegetables, and it keeps me feeling fuller longer, I think, which is really, really important, is that when we're eating foods, we make sure we're eating nutrient-dense, delicious foods that keep us full and don't spike our blood glucose. So that's what I'm calling my butt healthy recipe today, is my chicken fried rice fakeaways. If you would like to find out how we cook it, it is pretty simple. Join me down on the bench right now and stay with me, because I'm going to be talking about just the health benefits of this food compared with its original, and we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the original Chinese fried rice and the fakeaway version that I'm making today, the butt healthy version. So come on down to my bench, let's get into this recipe. As I said, it is nice and simple. You see I have my wok here ready to go, because of course fried rice needs to be done in something really hot, and I'm going to be using my non-stick wok today. And because it's done very quickly in a very, very hot pan, we need to make sure that all our ingredients are pre-prepared. So one of the keys, one of the tricks to doing any type of wok cooking, whether you're making a stir fry or a fried rice, which is a type of stir fry because you're stirring it, we need to make sure that all our ingredients are pre-prepared. So because we're doing a chicken one tonight, of course, I have my chicken meat already cut up. I'm using chicken thigh. You can use chicken thigh or chicken breast, and as you have noticed, I've taken the skin off. So I have it cut down here, as you can see, in kind of little chunks, little cubes or little dice of the chicken. And I have 200 grams, which is about 7 ounces of already pre-diced chicken thigh or chicken breast. And that this recipe that we're making is enough for 2 to 3 people. So 200 grams goes in there. I want to kind of give it a bit of flavor. So I'm going to be marinating the chicken meat while I'm preparing all the other ingredients. So you kind of want to marinate for a minimum of say 30 minutes, but you can actually marinate for up to 24 hours, because the longer the marinade, the better flavor you're going to get from your chicken. So I'm adding Bridget's sticky sauce, of course. What else? And I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of Bridget sticky sauce is going to go in there, as well as sticky sauce. I just freshly made it. It's still warm. It's just wonderful. It's so comforting to have sticky sauce. I mean, it's one of those things that I always have pre-prepped, right? So this is all part of being prepared. Sticky sauce is done. Garlic's done. Ginger is done. So it's already to go. So as well as the sticky sauce to give it that wonderful marinade, I'm also going to be adding in a teaspoon of sesame oil. That's optional. You don't have to put sesame oil, but it does definitely give a really awesome flavor to this dish. And just to give it even more flavor, I'm adding in just a pinch of 5 spice. Oh, no spoons. No spoons to speak of. They must be all in the dishwasher. I'll clean me a spoon. A bit of 5 spices going in there as well. And I'm putting in about half a teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice. If you're wondering what this is, you can buy it already made, already blended for you from the supermarket or the veggie shop that sells herbs and spices. Chinese 5 spice is a special blend of spices, very, very common within Chinese cookery. So you don't have to make your own, you can just buy it already blended up. So that's our sauce that's going to be used as the marinade. And as I was saying, ideally you're leaving this to marinate for 30 minutes. If you can leave it even longer, even better. And what's really cool about this is what you can do is you can marinate your chicken, put it into a little plastic bag, and then pop it in the freezer. So you've always got chicken marinated, ready to go to throw into a stir fry or put for a fried rice or whatever it is. It's such a great little tip. So now that's there, I'm just going to pop it off to the side. As well as preparing the chicken, I'm also going to make a little omelet to go through our fried rice, which is very, very classic of a fried rice. So I'm using 2 eggs. Got my little wok on here, going to turn that on. Just going to put it on to medium to hot. And I'm going to make my little omelet mixture just with 2 eggs. You could add some spices in here, some herbs in here, fresh herbs if you want to, or just keep it plain. But definitely you want to add a pinch of mineral salt, a bit of flavour, and a little bit of black pepper. Just whisking it until there's no, so it's completely joined together. You can't see any streaks of white in there. And if you're using a non-stick wok, you won't have to worry about adding any type of any non-stick oil. But if your frying pan or your wok is not non-stick, you just want to get a light spray of either avocado oil or coconut oil, would work really well there. And just when you get a bit of a haze coming off the pan, you just pour that straight in. And then just give it a little bit of a swirl. It's going to make it nice and thin. And it's going to cook really fast and cook really evenly that way. So just a bit of a swirl. Very simple to do, like extremely easy to do. And who doesn't like a little bit of omelette in their fried rice? And what's really cool about this is now you get to answer which came first, the chicken or the egg. Well, it was obviously the chicken, right? Because you gotta marinate the chicken first. Yeah, don't worry, I won't give up my day job. So just keep on swirling the egg. If you want it to cook faster, you can add a little bit of a lid, but to be completely honest with you, it doesn't take very long. So once we've sort of got those things organized, omelets obviously coming up, we've marinated our chicken. I'm also going to be adding into my fried rice some onion, which I have cut into a small dice as well. So everything is around about the same size when it comes to the vegetables. So I've got a small dice of onion. I've also got a dice of zucchini. You could use zucchini, you could use asparagus, you could use fennel, any type of green vegetable. Traditionally, I find that fried rice tend to have green peas in them. Well, green peas are not the healthiest, and well, they're still a vegetable, I know, but there are healthier vegetables we can put into our fried rice. Zucchini, asparagus, or even fennel can go in there quite happily. So just to remember that as well. So this is coming along good. I'm liking our little omelette. Just needs a little bit longer just to cook on the top. And while that's cooking, got my vegetables all organized, as I was talking about before. It's all about being organized. Got some ginger and garlic ready to go. And the last ingredient that I need to prepare is our actual rice. The rice component needs to be done as well. So of course, you guys already know what we're using, and that's going to be cauliflower rice. So like I said, I'm happy with the omelette. I'm just going to fold it over just so it cooks in the middle. Keep it going just for a little bit longer. And I'm going to think about doing my rice here. So I'm going to be using my little machine and creating my own cauliflower rice. So of course this rice is raw, and you definitely want to use fresh rice with this fresh cauliflower, not frozen cauliflower, because you want it to hold its shape while it's being fried. So for every person, like I said, there's 2 portions here. I have 300 grams, so about 10.5 ounces of cauliflower that we are now going to create into rice. So I've cut them into small florets. Do not overload your little processor, and of course you will need to work in batches here. That's looking good. I'm happy with that. Can you see? That's good. So I'm just going to put that onto a plate just to cool it down. And I will be using the same wok, so I'm just sort of giving it a bit of a clean with my spatula. And that is good to go. So let's create some cauliflower rice. So remember, don't overload your little food processor, really important. You will need to work in batches if you've got a small one like I have. But obviously it doesn't take long. And when you take your lid off and you see you might have one that didn't quite make it, put it into the next load. So 300 grams, which is a decent amount of cauliflower when you think about it for 2 people, right? And one of the things that kind of not scares me, I'm not scared, but concerns me about white rice is I think how much we don't know about white rice and we don't know exactly what it's doing in our body. So obviously we're not using white rice, we're using cauliflower. Cauliflower is a vegetable. Cauliflower is very nutrient dense, so fantastic, right? Got a good flavour. But if we were to make our fried rice with cold rice, white rice, which is normally how it's done, there are not a lot of health benefits in white rice. And if you stay with me now, I'd love to talk you through, you know, why white rice is not something that we should be having in our diet. But let me blend this quickly first. Fabulous. So white rice is what is known as a simple carbohydrate or a stripped carbohydrate. So basically it has very little nutrient content, and it's also what is known as an empty calorie. So it has the ability to be absorbed really, really quickly by your body. And because it's absorbed really, really quickly by your body, it doesn't spend a lot of time in your stomach. So your body doesn't even have much time to extract any nutrients that are still there from it. It literally gets converted by your body really quickly and really easily into sugar or into glucose. And as you guys know, when foods get converted very quickly into sugar or glucose, they raise our blood glucose level, they spike our insulin. And one study from Harvard, the Harvard School of Medicine said that having a bowl of white rice is the same as eating a bowl of white table sugar. That's how bad it is for our body, because it just has, you know, it puts us on a sugar high, spikes our insulin, spikes our blood glucose. And then it doesn't even stay in our body very long, so we feel hungry not long after consuming it, because quite frankly, it doesn't do a lot for us. So I am a little bit concerned, because white rice is still quite a popular staple, you know, to have on the side of, you know, a curry or whatever it might be. But you know, what is it exactly doing to our body? Not a lot, apart from making us store fat, putting us on a sugar high, putting us on a sugar rush, and then of course what goes up must come down. So once we've had that rice, and not long after you've been put onto a sugar high, your body is then crashing. So not a lot of good stuff. It definitely pays to have something like this up your sleeve if you want to enjoy something like fried rice. And yes, we can still do it. So you can see that my rice, after a couple of seconds, I've been able to convert, you know, that 300 grams of cauliflower into rice. It's quicker than cooking white rice to make your own cauliflower rice. Think of it like that as well. So that is done. What we need to now think about doing is starting to cook and create our wonderful dish. I'm just going to give it a bit of a wipe out. Nice and clean. Nice thing to start from. Give my bench a bit of a wipe down, because it's time to get cooking. All right, turning this back on and putting this back on to a medium to high heat to begin with. So once we have all our ingredients ready, and as I was saying, I have my zucchini here. I have 200 grams of diced zucchini. I also have one small onion that I just cut into a dice as well. That's ready to go. But we need to start cooking our ingredients. So while that's heating up, get your sticky sauce ready. Sticky sauce ready. Clean spoon, of course, goes into our sticky sauce, and we're going to be adding into here a tablespoon of sticky sauce. And if you want to, you can also add in some sesame oil, a teaspoon of sesame oil. We're going to be throwing in our onions. Get that cooking. And it all happens fast, so this is why we're going to make sure everything is ready to go. We're also going to be putting in a tablespoon of finely chopped garlic. I like garlic. If you don't like it that much, you can add less, but I like it. I'm going to be putting in a tablespoon of finely chopped ginger as well as going in there. And now it's time to stir fry, and let me tell you, already the flavors coming off this is fantastic, and we've just started. Oh, I love it. So give it a bit of a quick stir fry. Maheen has a question. Yes, Maheen.
Anyone from the UK, but I think what about wild rice and brown rice?
Okay, I couldn't quite catch that. I've got a stir fry in my ear.
What about wild rice or brown rice?
Okay, so the question was, what about wild rice or brown rice? So brown rice is white rice before it's been processed. So it has the bran, it has the germ attached. Yes, it is more nutritious than white rice by far, but it is nowhere near as nutritious as this, what I have in here. So sure, if you want to incorporate a bit of white or brown or wild rice into your diet, do it, but don't do it all the time, because you're still having quite a big carb hit, and you will still spike your insulin and your blood glucose. The only difference is that you will still be getting some nutrient content, mainly fiber from the bran and from the germ. So I kind of stay away from rice, to be completely honest with you, and try and stick with these types of things, which are a lot better for our bodies, because they're just low carb and they're low glycemic index, which makes them pretty awesome. So after a couple minutes of stir frying, we're going to go to our chicken. Pretend this has been 30 minutes of wonderful marination. 30 minutes, that feels about 30 minutes. Throw those in. Give that a bit of a stir fry. Remember, oh, I can smell the 5 spice. Oh, that was such a wonderful hit. That was really awesome. So just remember that the trick to stir frying or cooking in a wok is you stand here and everything is ready, and you literally just do this movement from here to here. You don't want to have to be cutting things halfway through, because the cooking doesn't take long, remember? So while that's doing its business, I'm just going to take our eggy omelet that we made. We're going to cut it up so it's ready to go in. Everything's in dice, remember? So just dice it up. Don't have to be too particular about this, just nice and rough. That can sit there. That's going to go in towards the end. But I didn't move far away. Nice and close, nice and close. So what we're trying to do here is obviously cook the chicken through. It doesn't have to be cooked all the way through, but maybe 3/4 cooked. Get a little bit of colour happening on there. Stirring frequently so that we are moving things around so it doesn't start to burn. And of course you notice that I'm using a wooden spoon in my wok, because I don't want to scratch it. So a wooden spoon or a plastic spoon is definitely ideal. Alright, that's looking good. Let's now go in with this vegetable. This is our zucchini. That's going to go in there. Give it a quick stir. Give it a quick toss. And at this point in time, you might even want to think about a little bit of seasoning. A little bit of mineral salt gets sprinkled on. A little bit of black pepper. If you like a bit of chili, you could add a little bit of chili here. You just create this however you want to create it. But my memories of chicken fried rice, you know, as a kid, and also, you know, what I used to feed the kids, when they were a lot smaller, we used to have this maybe once or twice a week from the local takeaway. My memory is there was quite a bit of ginger in it, so I do love that little flavour of ginger going through, but feel free to add chili if you want to. So now we're at this point, all we need to do, grab up our bowl of rice, our cauliflower rice, throw that on. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit because I've got quite a lot in my wok now, and we're going to go back to that action of stirring and frying. Stirring and frying, stirring and frying. This is fabulous. This is so simple. Like this, you know, once you've cut everything, it is so easy to make and so effective, right? Just the smell coming off this is pretty good. All right, happy, happy, happy. Let's throw in our egg. Straight in. Amazing. Like amazing. I know Mahi's going to love this. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great little dinner for us tonight, Mahi. I'm very, very, very happy with the outcome so far. Keep on stirring. Yeah, it smells good, huh? Keep on stirring. Keep on watching. Don't walk away. You don't want it to burn. And we are almost there. Once you've got the rice in, it doesn't take long at all. It's like literally a couple of minutes, you know. And what you're looking for with the rice, it's going to it's not rice, is it? It's, you know, it's cauliflower. But what you're actually looking for is it will start to change color a little bit because of, you know, the sticky sauce that you've got in there. It'll change color just a little bit. It'll start to brown up just a little bit. But it doesn't need much cooking at all. At all. The last thing I'm going to add in here, why not? Oh, you can't even see that. I'll put it down. There it is. Look at that. I have some fresh potted basil. You could use chives. You could use coriander. You could use mint. You use whatever fresh herb that you like. I have this. Mahe bought me. That's his bouquet of flowers he bought me today. Isn't he thoughtful? That's how he buys. He doesn't buy me flowers. He buys me herbs. Well, he buys me flowers too, but he buys. Today it was herbs. It was a wonderful bouquet of basil. That can just go on top. Doesn't need much. In fact, once you add your herbs, it is literally the sign for you to turn it off. Yeah? Last little stir. Oh, smells so good. But we must remember. Let me unplug this music. So, that's how much you get from the ingredients that I told you guys, right? It was like 300 grams, which is, you know, 10.5 ounces of cauliflower, 200 grams of chicken, and 200 grams of zucchini. And that'll definitely feed me and Mahe, possibly maybe even another person, because I don't think I could, half of that is more than a portion for me, quite frankly. So you could be looking at 3 to 4 people, or definitely 3 to 4 portions that you can get out of this one big wok. And yes, at this point, you can definitely cool it down, store it in the fridge for 3 to 4 days, or cool it down and then freeze it as well. It freezes really, really well. But the last thing that you want to do before you serve it up is you've got to make sure it tastes good. That is so important. So I'm going to have a little bit of a taste. I'm going to try and get sort of a bit of chicken in there, a bit of zucchini. Obviously there's cauliflower. Have a bit of a taste. Mmm, oh, so good. A little bit of salt. Maybe a little bit of pepper. But it doesn't really need too much, to be completely honest with you. It tastes really, really good. It tastes filling, you know, it tastes healthy. It's quite marvelous. But what I want to do, I'm going to put it into a bowl. And then we're going to do our side-by-side comparison. Because I do have a other chicken fried rice here that I want you guys to see. But let me put this into the bowl so we'll get our wonderful portion of rice. Oh wow, looking fabulous! Like seriously, it's looking so good. So there is, as you can see, our wonderful fried rice. How fantastic is that? But let's now do some comparisons, because it's really important to see why this is my butt healthy version. So over here, come on up here, I have a fried rice from the takeaway. Takeaway just down the road from us. So this little container here cost $5. And inside of it, I can see peas, of course. There's a little bit of corn, but the corn is, I don't think I've ever seen corn that's, sorry, not corn, carrot. I don't even think I've ever seen carrot that is more than it's tiny. There's a bit of mystery meat. I think it's ham, onion, but pretty much that's just a bowl of white rice. And also there is a lot of oil in there, and I'd say it's soybean oil, which is quite a toxic oil. So that's $5. It is basically just a bowl of rice with oil and a few bits and pieces. So that's one option, right? Don't forget, that's our option. Can I just show you guys? I mean, which one would you like, right? Okay, that's the first one. The second option, I had to dig in the supermarket for this because I don't spend a lot of time in the supermarket aisles, as you guys know. They're not the friendliest of places for healthy people. So I was doing a bit of looking around, and I came across this. So this is a continental oriental fried rice, and I wanted to get a bit of an idea about what these kind of packet foods are, because maybe you've tried it before, maybe you've had it, maybe you've, you know, in another life, this was something that you would eat quite regularly. And I was really interested to see what the difference was in, and say, you know, obviously you guys know exactly what's in that because we just made it. And by the way, I'll share with you the recipe tomorrow. I will share the PDF so you guys have a printable copy of that. In here, this is basically just, like I said, it is a container of white rice with a few vegetables and oil. That's what that is. $5. Wow. This was $3, by the way. So looking at the back, it says to me, so it doesn't say, it's not chicken fried rice, it's oriental fried rice. It has 79% rice, which is to be expected, I suppose, and 7% vegetables. There's only 7% vegetables in here. So if you were to get this, you'd be getting 79% of something that's going to spike your blood glucose, raise your blood glucose, spike your insulin, put you on a sugar high, and basically remember what that Harvard School of Medicine study discovered, where they concluded that a bowl of white rice is like eating a bowl of white sugar. So that's how we convert that. That's like having a bowl, basically that's eating white sugar, because it has the same effect on your body and raising your blood glucose and spiking your insulin. So this is extremely dangerous for diabetics, white rice. It's extremely concerning if your goal is weight loss. Having any type of rice in your diet is not going to get you there because you're going to be raising your blood glucose and your insulin. And when you only have 7% vegetables, 7% of that entire packet is vegetables. The rest is white rice. I would say in the takeaway version, that's less than 7%. I wouldn't even say that 5% of that is vegetables. That is pretty much pure carbohydrate. It's pure, simple carbohydrate. It's a container full of sugar. But let's think about what we have in here. We have pretty much vegetables and a bit of chicken. That's what you got in here. There's no rice. There's no simple carbs. The difference between this and what this is going to do with your body compared with what this is going to do to your body compared with what this is going to do to your body, it's night and day. Plus this tastes better as well. So I don't know, you choose, right? I know what I'm choosing tonight. I'm choosing a bowl of this amazing chicken fried rice fake away. I'm calling it a fake away, even though this is way more real than these are anyway. So there you go, our first episode of our but healthy cooking classes, chicken fried rice. I'll share this recipe with you guys tomorrow via a PDF on Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. But you have to come and watch on Wednesday, same time on Wednesday. Our But Healthy is going to be, if anyone has ever shopped at IKEA, you know, the big blue building with the yellow stripes, if anyone has ever shopped at IKEA, there is a chance that you may have experienced, tried, or seen the IKEA meatballs. On Wednesday, we're going to be doing IKEA meatballs, but healthy. So join me next Wednesday. I hope you can. I hope you get into this recipe. And don't worry about this, and definitely don't worry about that. Get into this recipe, create your own healthy version of a wonderful, fabulous chicken fried rice. And if you want more recipes like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more but healthy, sugar-free, dairy-free, gluten-free recipes. Subscribe to my channel here, subscribe on Pinterest, subscribe on Facebook, and subscribe on Instagram. We'll see you guys, yeah, YouTube, don't forget, subscribe on YouTube. We'll see you guys all next Wednesday for IKEA meatballs, but healthy. Until then, take care, bye-bye.